Good morning, YouTube. Wanted to get on here real quick. I just uploaded a video a little bit ago about a gang assault in downtown Rochester, New York. Two cowards, actually four cowards, but two of them are being, their names are being withheld. They're not being released due to their age. I believe they're 16 years old. And at least in New York State, I believe they're going to be, basically they're minors. So they have protection, you know what I mean? But what I wanted to talk about real quick, because I kind of put the video up a little fast, just kind of haven't really been putting up a lot of new content. Sorry, I don't have the, I'm holding the phone here. Haven't been uploading a lot of content. There's other stuff I've been working on. Some other projects that I'll share with y'all soon. So I've been doing, some Throwback Thursday stuff, some Flashback Friday, which I'm sure by now y'all have seen. But I wanted to hit on this specific incident, which, by the way, the two arrested that they released the names are Xavier Lopez and Purdie. Two fucking cowards. Let me be clear about that. Two fucking cowards who beat a man in broad daylight in downtown Rochester, New York, right outside the bus station, city bus station. And not only that, but then, what's good? Tony from the UK, getting my car washed, watching you. Nice. What's good, Tony from the UK? Got a fan early in the morning here. All the way across the pond. Shout out to you, my brother. Thank you for tuning in always. Tony's a big fan of the channel, and I appreciate that. I really, really do. So they beat this man, and not only did they beat this man, but they live streamed it on Facebook Live. And here's my thing. This is kind of what I didn't. This is why I'm making this video real quick here before I get my day started. Because I didn't forgot to hit on a couple important points. And I'll be talking about this in some other videos coming up. But one of the things that I wanted to hit on is the fact that, well, first of all, let me say this. As a Latino, as a father of two young boys who are African-American and Latino, two minority children who are about the ages of these young men's, or I should say of these cowards. I think it's important, I've always been someone that one of my biggest pet peeve has been the complacency. The complacency that exists, me being a minority, I'll speak about the minority communities that I know, the Latino community here in Rochester, New York, the African-American community here, which I grew up very close to. There's a complacency. There's a lot of issues, which we'll get into on other videos. But what I want to specifically talk about now is the complacency and the acceptance of behavior, of disgusting, cowardly acts like this gang assault, which that's what they were charged with, by the way, these cowards. And there's no outrage. So as the video title says, where is the outrage? I'm a single dad. Again, I'm a father of three beautiful children, two of them being African-American and Latino. And I feel the need, not only because I have a platform, right? Not only because of the social media platforms that I have, including YouTube right here, right? But I just feel the need overall. And what better way to use a platform than to denounce this cowardly act, especially as a father, especially as a minority man, as a Latino, and as a father of minority children. there should be an overwhelming amount of outrage, of disgust with this cowardly, disgusting incident, an attack on a man in broad daylight. Good morning. In broad daylight. But there is none. There is no outrage. And you probably won't even, I'll put a challenge, all these challenges that there's been, right? Ice bucket challenge and snow challenge and whatever the fuck, all these, you know, all these little fads, right? That took over social media, whatever, in the past couple of years, all these challenges. I don't even see them no more, right? Whatever the fuck they're called. Here's my challenge to everyone, especially in the Rochester, New York area, but not just limited to Rochester, New York, beyond Rochester. Anyone watching me, all my fans overseas, across the country. Eric, I am outraged. Absolutely. What's good, Eric? Because it's a daily event. Sad but true. Very, very true. Very true. And that's where the complacency comes in. So here's my challenge. Like these ice bucket challenges and all these fucking stupid shit. You know, I'm not going to say stupid. Okay, you know, it's okay to have fun. But here's a serious one. Here's one that everyone should take on and use their platforms. If it's Facebook, if it's Twitter, if it's YouTube like me, denounce this. It doesn't matter that it has nothing to do with you, because in many ways it does. Especially if you are a minority in Rochester, New York, like I am. If you are a parent, like I am, again, of two young boys, similar, close in age to these cowards who attacked this man in broad daylight and then live streamed it on Facebook, denounce this. All these so-called fucking community leaders in Rochester, New York, where are you? Where's the mayor? Oh, I'm sorry. She's busy putting out damage control statements because one of her right-hand men, Adam McFadden, one of the most corrupt politicians in Rochester, New York history, just got arrested and charged with federal crimes. Rochester's corruption at its best or worst. Where's the mayor? Where's Rochester, New York Mayor Lovely Warren, who I've criticized for years for her hypocrisy and her complacency and the fact that she doesn't truly give a fuck about her city? But interestingly enough, she cares a lot about the city right around election time every 4 years. Where is she? Where's the outrage? Where is Rochester, New York Mayor Lovely Warren's statement and denouncing of this cowardly act by two fucking cowards in broad daylight who beat a man and then live streamed it on Facebook? Where are the so-called leaders? Where are these poverty pimp pastors and reverends? Where's the outrage? Where are the news conferences? Where are the same pastors and reverends and ex-pimps turned pastors and reverends who exploit their congregation for money, who pimp their congregations? Where are they now? Where are their press conferences right now denouncing this violent, senseless, disgusting act? Like I always say, and my work speaks for itself. People are content, shows the late, absolutely. It's every day in Kenmore, New York. The police chief was charged. Corruption is everywhere. I'm sorry I couldn't get to the message. They go out so fast. I've said it before in my work and my history over the past 20 plus years, almost a quarter century, as a second generation police accountability activist. Shitza, hey Davy, you are a legend. Thank you. I appreciate that. As a second, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. As a second-generation police accountability activist whose dad, Mario Vara, my dad, was a pioneer when it came to exposing police and filming police. Yes, corruption in PA everywhere. What's good? Frontline media. I am the first one, and again, my work speaks for itself. I'm not just talking shit. It's all over the internet. I am the first to denounce police abuse, police corruption, dirty fucking cops, rogue cops. And I've never backed down, and I never shied away from doing it. At the same time, I continue to go hard at groups like Black Lives Matter for their hypocrisy, their double standard, where they have no issue at all protesting whenever a cop abuses or kills an innocent young minority, young black youth, as they should. As they should be outraged, as they should protest. But enough of this fucking disgusting double standard and hypocrisy with groups like Black Lives Matter, where apparently black lives don't matter when it's another black person taking the life of an innocent young black person, right? Because it's been shown time and time again, not only here in Rochester, New York, countless senseless murders, drive-bys outside a Boys and Girls Club where several people got killed. And Black Lives Matter is nowhere to be seen or heard from. But I'm talking about across the country, like the 1-year-old who was just shot a week and a half ago in Chicago, as he sat in the back of his family's SUV. And then come to find out, wow, breaking fucking news. Are you really surprised? His fucking mom, who was in the front with her mom, with the little boy's grandmother in the driver's seat, was the intended target. What kind of fuck shit is that? What kind of shit is really going on in the black community? Let's talk about it. As the new generation says, let's keep it 100. Or as me, being the old generation, real hip-hop generation, right? We used to say, keep it real. Like the name of my show in the 90s on Channel 15, Rochester, New York, RCTV. Shout out to RCTV Cable Channel 15. My show was called Keep It on the Real. Let's keep it on the real. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it 100. Let's keep it a buck. A $1.50, like they say, right? There is a big issue when a little boy that's 1 year old is not safe in his own car. Because his mother, who's way too young to have a child, but we won't get into that. Babies having babies is the new trend, right? It's been like that for years. Was the intended target of a drive-by. What kind of fucking shit is that? Just think about that for a minute. An innocent little defenseless 1-year-old child is not safe because his mother is wanted by thugs who sprayed their car. I'm sorry I'm missing some of these comments. Those of you that have followed me, especially my day ones, shout out to everybody. I love and appreciate every one of y'all. But especially my day ones and the ones that have been following me for a while probably know I get in the zone. I get passionate. That's the whole point about me doing this. It disgusts me. But what disgusts me even, I can't say it disgusts me more than the violent acts because that's the most disgusting, right? But to me, equally as disgusting and equally as disturbing as it should be to everyone else is the complacency. The fact that this type of shit has become normal. The disturbing fact, reality, that we are so conditioned and sensitized to it that an overwhelming majority of us are not really fazed by it. Maybe at one point we were. But we become so used to it, so accustomed to it, so conditioned to it, that it's an everyday thing. And that right there is so sad and so disturbing, that we look at these innocent victims like in Chicago, where black youth are just killing each other. And we just look at them as statistics, as numbers. And we become so numb to it that we don't realize how fucked up it is. How fucked up these issues that are occurring predominantly, not only, not solely, not exclusively, but predominantly in the black communities. Which is, again, why I come full circle back to my calling out the most hypocritical of movement. A movement, so-called movement, I say, right? In quotations, which will go down in history as one of the most hypocritical, double standard movements there has been. A movement whose name is Black Lives Matter, but apparently black lives don't really matter when it's innocent black youth being murdered at the hands of other black youths. And apparently black lives don't matter enough for these so-called Black Lives Matter group and movements to denounce, to use their platform to denounce senseless, disgusting acts of violence, such as the one that these two fucking cowards live streamed on Facebook Live. And that is why I get so hyped. That is why I'm so disgusted. That is why I will continue to call out the hypocrisy behind these so-called movements. And I'll end by this. I renew my challenge. If you, especially in Rochester, New York, but not limited to Rochester, New York, wherever you are watching this, do your part. Do your part to denounce the senseless violence, such as this cowardly act, where two cowards attack a man at a bus station, right outside the city's bus station in downtown Rochester, in broad fucking daylight. Down the street, it gets better or worse. Trust me. Down the street from a Rochester, New York police station, literally on the corner at the next light, less than 1,000 feet away, is a Rochester, New York police station. And this is in broad daylight. And Rochester, New York's Mayor Lovely Warren, nowhere to be seen or heard from. Nothing. Nada. Like we say in Latino, ni carajo. Nada. Peace.